Hello and welcome to LVCOM series of Cognifront. In this lecture, we will see Introduction to the Engineering Graphics in brief. In the past lectures, we have seen the various fundamentals which we require in the engineering graphics. In this lecture, we will see what kind of perspective views and what kind of scale we can use in the engineering graphics. My name is Arpan Pandit. I am from Atmiya college, and we will see further details about Introduction to Engineering Graphics. Let's have a look at first slide. Now when we talk about any sort of technical drawing, there are so many types of drawing we can see, but a technical drawing consists of various parameters like all the dimensions, parameters which can a engineer understand. A common person might not understand what is written in that technical drawing, but for an engineer it is very much necessary to read this engineering drawing which is having some sort of technical specifications. Now what kind of technical drawings which we can create and what kind of technical drawings which you can see in the industry when you complete your BE and go to the industry. Let's have a look at it. It's a basic simple example of a technical drawing. As you can see in the drawing, various parameters have been given. The dimension have been given. It's basically a drawing of a flange. As you can see, we cannot see the proper detail while this part is complete. So what we have done, we have just sectioned this part and we have just cut down this section so that we can clearly see what is the inner thickness and what is the diameter of the circles. We have seen various parameters of teaching the how we can draw various kind of tangent lines to any sort of drawing. Now when you come to the engineering graphics and when you reach to the chapter of isometric drawing, you need to draw these kind of drawing, as well as in the sectional isographic views you will need to have these kind of views. Now if you look, all the specifications have been given as per the drawing. You can see that a arrow has been given which shows that we need to look a object from this side only. All other things specifies its length, width and its various sort of diameters. Over here, as you can see that some of the thing we cannot see it directly, but we need to specify it on the drawing so that a manufacturer can get a brief idea what he is going to manufacture. Basically any sort of technical drawing can be used to manufacture any sort of thing. If I want to make simple, if I want to make this marker, then what I need to have, first of all I need to have what is the material, what I will use the material of this marker. Now what will I think, that is it feasible to hold it in your hand or not? So according to that I will set the diameter. This diameter we will set according to the holding capacity of universal hand. My hand is another thing, your hand would be another thing, but we are considering the universal thing. Then what we will see, that how we can manufacture it. So for that, if we say that we need to specify the ball point. Now when you see this video, open your ball pen and see that how many operations have been done on your ball point. You will see at least 10 to 12 operations have been done on that ball point. If that ball point have not been machined very much properly, then you might not be writing properly. Sometimes you fail to write, sometimes your pen stucks in between. That's because of the manufacturing defect. To avoid this kind of manufacturing defect, a manufacturer must have a technical drawing, and being an engineer you must learn to draw technical drawing, as well as you need to understand those kind of technical drawings. What we will do, first of all we will do a conceptual drawing. I have in my mind that I want to make this marker. So I will draw some sort of conceptual drawing, which means you can say it as a rough drawing. I am just outlining this product on the paper, but it is not having all the technical things. It's just the outlook of the outlook of this marker. I am using this marker as an example, and in the example, as you can see that they have shown some sort of machine. They want to make a cement mixer machine. Now they have got the concept, they have drawn a rough drawing of it. As you can see over here, some dimensions they have written and some sort of basic assembly they have drawn. What is conceptual drawing? When you first get an idea for something you want to build, you may draw it roughly without using any sort of instrument or accurate scale. This is called a conceptual drawing. Means it is the first drawing of the product which we can use to draw any sort of thing which we want to manufacture. It is the first drawing of anything which can be manufactured. Now what is the next? It says that types of drawing. Over the top, all drawings can be considered as a drawing. We have seen the technical drawing in the first slide. Now we will seeing painting of Picasso, and you will say me that sir, this is also a drawing. So at above it is written that all drawing, which includes artistic drawing, that is any sort of conceptual drawing, as well as any artist have made any sort of painting. Another one is technical drawing. The technical drawing. Now when you say technical drawing, it comes to two parameters. First is drawing which is having engineering as well as technical specifications. Another two branches are there in these drawings. First would be simulated. What is simulated? Or perspective views. We can get oblique projections of it. We will see what is oblique projection and what is isometric projection in the later slides. Another part of drawing is multi-view orthographic. We will have various sort of views. We will have front view, how we can see this product from the front view, how we can see this product from the top, how we can see the product from the side. Isometric projection suggests that how we can draw this product in the 3D. What would be the outlook of the product? Over here, two parameters in the technical, one more. First would be sketches. That's conceptual sketch, which we have already discussed. It is the first drawing of any product which we want to design. Then it comes to the diagrams. We need to have some sort of diagrams. If I want to make any sort of manufacturing, if I want to do any sort of manufacturing, I must have various sort of diagrams. What would be the first operation? What would be the second operation? What would be the third operation? And according to those operations, I need to have a separate drawing. I'm drawing the drawing for this marker, but this marker is having, let's say, 20 operations. So I cannot give direct drawing, the final product drawing, to the operation 1 manufacturer. So operation 1 manufacturer would be confused. So what I need to do, I need to make a drawing for operation 1, then I need to draw a drawing for operation 2, etc. When we reach to operation 20, this marker would be completely manufactured. Exactly the same concept over here. In this diagrams, it has been said that diagram, which is design plan. What would be our design plan? We need to, in this design plan, we will have what kind of materials we will use, what kind of process we are going to use. All these things would be specified on the design plan diagram. Technical diagram will say the various sort of parameters, what would be the tolerances, what would be the machining allowance, what would be the warpage allowance, all sort of allowances we can say it in the technical diagram. When we go towards the sketch and these diagrams, it comes less technical, but when we go to the drawings, it is more technical. If you want to draw orthographic projections, it will have the maximum details of the drawing. If you want to draw a design plan, then it will have the lesser technical specifications in it. A conceptual sketch allows an idea to be expressed quickly in graphic form. It is prepared to freehand without any sort of drawing instrument. It is not done to the scale, but it respects all the rules of technical drawing, such as various parameters, and it is made roughly proportional to the object represented. I am making a rough drawing, but it should also represent the final object. It should be look like the final project, but it should not be drawn using very sort of drawing instruments. One more example of this conceptual drawing. Over here, a drawing of a car assembly has been given, a drawing of car outlook. Various sort of conceptual drawing has been drawn, how the car's outlook would be there from the side, from the top, and from the back. Various parameters have been shown in this conceptual drawing. You can see that it looks like final product, but it is not having specific scale, and it is not drawn using any sort of drawing instrument. It is drawn roughly using freehand sketch. Now for the same part, we are moving to the technical drawings. These technical drawings serve as a reference to the workers, architects, and the machinists. What will be happen if I give this sort of conceptual drawing to a machinist who want to machine those parts? He cannot understand what he needs to manufacture. To make him understand, we must give him some sort of technical drawing. Now over here, as you can see that the proper details of all the technicalities have been given in these sort of technical drawings. When you are ready to design the details, you make a technical drawing done with more detail and more accuracy. Your technical drawing must be having perfect accuracy to avoid any sort of mistake in the assembly. What is the difference between sketch and the drawing? The sketches are made up without any sort of drafting tool. It is just made up using pencil and paper. Scale is almost approximate, but it is not accurate. But the sketch should always look like the object. It should not look like any alien kind of thing, but it should look like what we want to represent. As in drawing, it is made with all sort of the drafting tools like ruler, set square, protractor, compass, all those things, all those drawing instrument which we have already discussed, that what kind of drawing instrument you can use in the engineering graphics. The scaling is very much important in this. The scale should be very much accurate, as well as these kind of drawing should be made very carefully to avoid any mistake in the process. This is a hardcore technical drawing, you can say that. We have seen various sort of technical drawing in the previous part, but this is, you can say, a hardcore technical drawing. It says all the specifications which we need to imply when we are doing any sort of assembly. So what a technical drawing presents? Technical drawing presents all the informations which is necessary for the object's construction. It is also made up with great precision. We need to keep our eyes open and we need to draw very properly. It requires the rulers, compass, protectors, as well as some sort of drafting softwares. If you are drawing manually, then you will use the drawing instrument. But if you are using any sort of drafting software like AutoCAD, if you are making into the 2D, you can use AutoCAD. If you are making in the 3D, various parametric softwares like Creo and the older version of it, Pro-E, then Ideas, CATIA, Inventor, Solid Edge, SolidWorks, Unigraphics, all that are available. It is done to scale. The technical drawing is done to the scale and it respects the proportion of the object represented. It respects the conventions in the mode of the representation. It respects all the conventions in the mode of the representation. Now, when we want to draw any sort of technical drawing, there would be several lines we need to use. We cannot draw a technical drawing using a single line. If we are drawing using a single line, then we cannot understand the drawing very much properly. Because if I want to highlight a hidden line, but I am using the same line type, how I can recognize it? So that's why we need to get brief details of those lines. In this table, you will see that what kind of lines you can use in the various processes. First would be visible line. It represents the outline. Its thickness would be thick one. And how it look like? It looks like this line. It used to draw the visible object edges with these lines. We need to draw the outline of any drawing like this, a thick line only. Another would be hidden line. It shows